Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Conversations episode. Are we seven? Episode 7 or 8?
This is 8. I look like I'm slouching in this chair, but I'm not. I got to change chairs for the next one.
You know why you probably look like you're slouching in a chair? Because you're slouching in a chair.
I'm not.
Work on that back posture.
Well, I have to slouch now because the thing's too low. Anyway, hello.
So I figured today we would talk about...
We figured.
You sat there, gave a lot of... And the one you least sighed about was this one. So technically, we figured we would talk about what the plan is coming out of this now. Because I think they were saying, like Trudeau said yesterday, that the curve is flattened. In a lot of provinces, we're not out of the woods yet, to quote him. But now there's a lot of provinces talking about coming out of the lockdown and opening things back up again and what that looks like. So I think Quebec have gone the loftiest route. They have quite a lot of cases and they're going to open like stores that are not in malls, civil construction projects like we were talking about. But then over here, I know that there's not been any conversation of opening things back up yet, and we've got one of the better curves. So, yeah, what do you think about that, Jay? Huh?
I think, like we discussed yesterday, there's a lot of stuff that is open still here. I think the things where it's harder to social distance will be salons, for example, will be last, because you can't social distance. As we were just briefly talking about before this, hanging out in...
Question though, right? Like a salon, for example, will they allow you to open but only have a certain amount of people in and have to stay a distance apart within like a certain time?
But you have to touch the people. That's the thing. So all the clients are touched by the staff. So is that just forbidden moving forward because you cannot social distance?
And I don't know, crystal ball again, but yeah.
Groups, weddings, what's that going to look like if that sort of thing is open?
Yeah, friends who've had to cancel their weddings this year.
Even next year, it's a big question mark.
There she is again from the background, Nemo.
Nemo coming in for the background feature. Just can't get enough.
2 days in a row. I like it. Yeah. So even into next year, and it'll be interesting. I think there's going to be the people that will listen to whatever our prime minister says, period. And then I think there's going to be that's going to be the older demographic. And I think the younger demographic is going to slowly but surely get more restless and want to get back to work and want to go out in the sun. And then that will slowly start morphing into doing more and more regular things, like let's have a small barbecue to let's have a party because everyone's fine, right? The events that need to be like officiated, that's the right word, isn't it? Officiated through like a wedding or something like that, where there's kind of those companies or those churches, as we were talking about, are going to need to make their own decisions, and then it'll either will or won't happen.
Yep.
I think it'll be very interesting to see what they allow first and what people choose to do with it.
Yeah, it's I think because it changes so often as well, people are making all these outlandish, like we obviously know someone who's planning to get married this year, originally said it was cancelled. Now with the way things are going, they were looking at summer and they're possibly looking at seeing if they can still do the wedding, but then that's the case, right? Like for those big events, like for example, like concerts and sporting events, like when do you allow those back in, right? I mean, you're talking thousands of people in close proximity.
And then the equation goes to, exactly, and then the equation goes to like concerts, like sporting events and all that, then the equation goes to, okay, are we looking at this like we're actually trying to prevent anyone from getting it? Or are we just inevitably everyone's going to get it, so let's just ease off and work back into normal life anyway because everyone's going to get it eventually?
Yeah. And so, yeah, it remains to be seen. It's going to be interesting. I feel like we're more conservative in BC, so I don't feel like we typically employ policies that are more risque. It's a nice word, isn't it? Risque.
I wouldn't use it myself. Fair enough.
That's why it's a nice word. It's above your level of grammar and vocabulary. But yeah, it's. I think what we do is going to depend largely on what happens with other parts of other provinces when they start opening up. Because now we've got these other provinces, like for example, if Quebec opens up, they have about the 26,000, 27,000 cases, and things go well for them. I think us with the like 2,100 cases or whatever it is, it opens the door a lot more for us to take more drastic measures. But then again, can these like venues and sporting clubs, etc., last an additional 12 to 18 months with zero income?
I don't think it's anywhere near that timeline that they're gonna wait whatsoever. I think there's going to be enough
large events.
Yeah, no way. I think at the end of the day, no, I just think it'll be way sooner. And I do think also that, again, those things, there's going to those events, and those events, GM Place, BC Place, are they actually allowed to host anything is the biggest question.
Yeah.
That them getting the green light is one thing. People actually going is the other thing. So just because you can go back to work at the coffee shop, for an easy example, if there's no customers, how long does that last?
What's the way up? Yeah. Because we had our concert cancelled this year. We're supposed to be going to Celine Dion.
Oh, beautiful.
It's going to be what? No, that's it. That's Whitney Houston, isn't it? That's the wrong.
What are you doing? I love how you'd claim that song, because Celine's French Canadian, as you probably don't know.
I actually did know that.
So how you just default the Bodyguard song, massive worldwide hit, to a Canadian hit. However, how you could get those two women mixed up, there couldn't be more polar opposite.
Well, clearly, other than looking exactly the same.
What?
They clearly both look exactly the same, so it's really easy to get.
Lifestyle, physical appearance, just mirror each other, eh? I can see how you get confused. Absolutely. I can see. That was unbelievable. We might even have to cut that out.
I don't think I can. Got to give the people what they want. What was the song? The Titanic song?
I'm not. Yeah. Wherever you are. And no. Anyway, I think those are the biggest things. If they open stuff up, that's fine. But people, even if the government, I think, says, okay, we're pretty in the clear now, or whatever, we're definitely in the clear, whatever they approach, whenever, are people still going to be just scared? Or does this turn into like a common flu season thing? Yeah, I'm going to get cold. I'm going to get sick at some point. Hopefully I don't. Wear a jacket, wear a mask, whatever it is. And it just kind of gets brushed aside as a seasonal issue.
Yeah, but then also do people have like, will people just put my God. Will people just put aside safety because they're cooped up and they're just dying to get out and communicate and do things? For example, like we had a vacation cancelled. We were dying for that vacation, along with probably tens of thousands of people across Canada. Are we going to get to a point where we're thinking, I just need to, like, I don't care. I'd just rather have that vacation. And again, a bit more closer to home, restaurants. Like, are people just going to think, I just need to get out, so I don't care. I will go and sit down and eat in a restaurant. So what psychological impact is going to come into effect, especially if people are not looking at the news, not hearing about it, not hearing worst case scenario all the time, and then they've been cooped up in their homes for 3, 4, 5+ months, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think they will definitely, especially younger people who are getting reinforced that they are not anywhere near as susceptible as the older generation.
Because Sweden just announced recently that they're a couple of weeks away. They feel they're a couple of weeks away from herd immunity.
Really?
Yeah, and they kept everything open and running.
So
that'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, it could go both ways, but I think there's going to be two very specific. One, inevitably indefinite, we're open, and that'll come in stages. And then when people forget about it, or like you're saying, get to the point where they say, I'm scared, but not more scared than I have the need to do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah. But I think that wraps it up for about our 10-ish minutes today. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
1 minute of singing in that. That's a gem of an episode right there. If you're not gonna cut those up.
Oh no, give the people what they want. It's the 1 minute of gold.
My vocals, naturally. You know, I could have been signed to Sony at a young age. We'll get into that next thing. We had a conversation. I didn't really have time.
On that note, we're out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.